Hey everybody, I'm Kevin. I'm calling in from San Diego currently, which is on Kumyai land. I typically reside on Tongva land in Los Angeles, and I'm the writer director of Blue Suit, which is playing at the 2021 Outfest Fusion.
Hi, I'm Lanca. I'm calling from the tropical island of Hainan, China. I am the director of And We Collide, which is playing at the 2021 Outfest Fusion. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Lanca.
Yeah, I was so excited when I knew that we're doing this because I really wanted to talk to like all the filmmakers in the Outfest section, and then the opportunity just came. it was great. Yeah.
No, I feel the exact same way. When all the filmmakers for our program came out, I was just like, oh my gosh, like Lanca's film is so good. I want to talk to her. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And also just like, congratulations on your film getting into the festival. It's so cool. I guess like for the audience at home, can you tell us what it's about?
Thank you. Congrats to you too. So basically the film is about this unexpected encounter between two very different men. One of them is a village farm boy and the other one is an aspiring astronaut. So it's like the collision, it's a short film depicting a collision between two very different worlds. Yeah, it's very tropical, it's very random-ish, but basically it's a romance story between these two very different characters. And what about your film? Tell us about Blue Suit.
Yeah, so Blue Suit is about a main character, John, who's just super anxious, and he has feelings for his really good friend, Henry. And the only thing is Henry's moving away the next day. And so John only has one night to confess his feelings for Henry, but just when he has the courage to do so, a surprise going away party happens. And so you go through the entire film wondering if and when John will actually get the opportunity to make his feelings known to Henry.
The film is really good. I watched it and I was like, it's very subtle and it's very bittersweet in a little bit. And it's just, I don't know. I really loved it. Great job.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, I was watching And We Collide, and I just remember like being so giddy, like those long gazes between your two characters. I was just like giggling in the corner, like, oh my gosh, they're so cute.
Thank you. Yeah.
So my question to you, Lanca, is when did you realize that you wanted to be a filmmaker? What was that journey like?
Right. So for me, there wasn't really like a distinct moment where I was like, I really want to become a filmmaker, but it was sort of just like happened naturally, I guess. When I was in high school, I decided I really hated math, and I was like, okay, what kind of major that doesn't need to do math and also it's fun? Yeah, right. And so I decided to do film, and going to film is like one of the best choices and the luckiest choices I've ever done in my life. And it's just like, I guess I really enjoy telling stories that you don't necessarily see on this big screen nowadays. So for me, it was just happened. It's like a journey that happens naturally. What about you? When did you decide to become a filmmaker?
Gosh, I just feel like somewhat in a similar situation to you. Like I literally did not know what I wanted to do in my life, but storytelling was always something I loved and gravitated towards. And then it wasn't until like going through 5 different majors in college, I was like, you know what? I think like film is where it's at, like TV and film are just like these mediums that have been so like monumental in shaping who I am. And I just think it's so powerful in the way that we're able to tell stories that, oftentimes we don't get to see. Like, I feel like with your film and my film, like we don't see that in traditional Western mainstream media. And I think it's just beautiful that we're able to do that.
Yeah, it's lucky for sure.
For sure.
So let's go way back. What were you like as a kid? Like, where did you grow up?
Oh my gosh. I was born in Northern California, but I was only there for a little bit, and then I moved to New Jersey. Then I moved to Florida, and I spent a good chunk of my life in Florida before moving out here in LA. And I would just say like as a kid, I was like very shy, very timid. I was like afraid of everything. Like I was just thinking about this yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, I used to legitimately be afraid of the dark. Like you couldn't like if there I was walking down a hallway and it was dark, I'd be like I'd grip onto my mom's like skirt and like I can't go there at all.
Same.
Right. And now I just feel like I'm this homosexual, you know, and I'm just like just having fun, living my life, doing my thing. And I feel like I definitely went through quite a journey to get to where I am today. But that's kind of been my trajectory and everything. But how about you? Like, where did you grow up? And like, even like, I'm curious, like, what was like your favorite subject in school?
Right. So I grew up basically around here. Like this is why part of the reason why I decided to film this short film here. It's just I I didn't really move around a lot when I was a kid. I mean, I traveled a lot with my parents and just sort of to see other parts of the world. But I was this like random careless kid that didn't really have too much going on.
Love it.
And yeah, and I guess my favorite subject at school. That's an interesting question. I think it's history, which now I look at it and try to give meanings to it. It's like history kind of taught me that things are not always the way they are now. Like, because I remember when I first moved to the States, I was so shocked because it's like the first time I've ever been treated as a minority, right? But like
Yeah.
Asian population is like the biggest on this planet. And so for me, it's like a shock to actually be like a minority and to see that you are not even represented in the media. So that for me is like sort of like a culture shock. But yeah, I really love history just to like see how the world gets to the way it is today. Yeah, over the years. But what's your favorite subject in school?
Gosh, you know, like I feel like I just hated school. I and I think like what I would say is such a cop out answer because I love art class. I love going to
Right.
art class and just like drawing and painting. Definitely hated math. Absolutely hated science. I could not, which is why I'm not in STEM. It makes sense. Like,
Right.
but I loved art so much.
Cool. So I guess we both grew up outside of LA, right?
Yeah,
And
we did.
but we like managed to make Los Angeles our second home. I'm curious, like, what is your favorite spot to eat in LA?
Lanca, this is a hard question because I love food. I legitimately,
Right.
I'm the type of person that goes to the gym and I tell people I work out only so that I could eat more food.
The lab.
And so I think my favorite restaurant in LA, I'd say like, man, there's so many. Oh, you know, especially in quarantine, because I haven't gone to these restaurants in so long, I
Right.
especially feel like so much yearning. But I think right now, I'd say I really, really miss in Little Tokyo going to Aloha Cafe. And they have just like such delicious Hawaiian food. And I would go there for brunch all the time. And the staff is so nice and warm. I just miss it so much.
Oh, this is like a very VC fam answer.
Right? Right? Very VC fan.
Yeah.
But how about yourself? Like, I love food, but how about you? Like, what's your favorite LA restaurant?
There are so many, like you said, but I think like right after moving back to China, I realized I miss the beef stew from Sonongtan. Like it's
Mm.
like the always crowded Korean restaurant in K-Town.
Oh
And
my
of
gosh, yeah.
course, yeah, and of course the spicy chicken feet from Yashik Nala.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like all the Korean words I know are like restaurant names.
No, same, exactly. K-Town. I need
Yeah.
to hit up K-Town for food. I miss it.
So when you first came to LA, how were you able to stay connected or find your artist community?
Hmm. For me, like, I mean, I lived in Florida in a small town in the middle of nowhere. And I think
Right.
I was just really fortunate because I, back in 2013, I got accepted into the Jubilee Film Fellowship. And so I flew out to LA for a little bit to go through this program. And through that, I was able to really connect and meet some like really phenomenal like storytellers and filmmakers. And even before officially moving to LA, I already had like a small like support system. And so when I actually made the jump to actually move here, I had like a really good community. And I think from there, I really got to meet more people. I started working at BuzzFeed. And then I met some of my closest friends through that. And I think over the years with these different communities, I've been able to meet more people, including the VC fam, which has been so great.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think that's how I've been very fortunate to definitely have this artist community. It's been great.
for sure.
Yeah. So how about yourself? Because like, as we both realized, we're not both originally from LA. So how did you stay connected with your like artist community here?
Right. I so I was kind of like I decided to come to LA after like during my last semester of college, and so the school definitely helped sort of, but the thing is like the thing about school is that once you graduate, the school kind of like just like pushes you
No.
out. You're on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was really lucky to have met VC fam like and met Ezio, Abe, Francis, and Dorothy,
Hmm.
of course.
Yeah.
And it's and yeah and then from then I met like other people, for example like some of the filmmakers I programmed, and it's like in LA it's just this magical city where people seem to be very distant, but then once you get to know them you become lifelong friends with them,
Mhm.
and even though you're like half a planet away you can still like hit them up and greet them, so it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that so much. And I just feel like LA is this magical place, and especially as like Asian filmmakers, storytellers, that like the community is even, it feels like a smaller world at that point.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you know someone, they know someone that you know, like it's also interconnected.
Yeah, for sure. And I think one of the most important thing is that within the Asian American communities, like people are more willing to help each other. And
Hmm.
it's just everyone is so nice. I was so shocked. I was like, why are you guys all so nice?
It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, yeah. Like normally there will be like this one person that's really mean, but within this community, nobody's mean. So,
Yeah, yeah, no, I totally feel you.
yeah.
Speaking of VC FAM, we were both programmers for the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival. Woot woot. Let's talk about that. And I'm just curious for you. Um, you also program for additional fests too, which blows my mind. So freaking cool. Can you tell us something you like about being a programmer?
Um, I think for VC kind of opened the programming door for me, because that was my first time doing like shorts programming, and I really appreciated the opportunity. And it's like what blew my mind was that right after my shorts program at the Asian Pacific Film Festival, people actually came up to me and told me how much they liked my program. Like for me, I haven't really seen that in any other festival, like including the really big ones I programmed afterwards.
Mhm.
And it's just this nice community feeling that people actually support each other and they value your work. And I remember a community member messaged me on Facebook afterwards saying that she really loved all the films and she like gave me like a long list of reasons why she thought all the films are cool. And I was so touched because it's this nice feeling that you get knowing that what you do is actually meaningful. I think at some point we all try to find value and meaning in our work, and programming at VC is one of the earliest job that I got that actually give me that kind of meaning. So like the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival is still my favorite film festival among all the festivals I've worked on. And I programmed for the Hainan Island International Film Festival afterwards, which is happening right here. But it's just different. Like it's more like politics, and it's about this like grandeur, a spectacle show, and we got really big talents, but you don't have that intimate community feelings anymore. So yeah.
I love that.
Thanks. How about you? How did you get into programming with the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival, and what did you like about your experience?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I got into programming with the LA Asian Pacific Film Festival because I'm actually like really good friends with Dorothy. And I just remember I was in between like my day jobs from BuzzFeed, and now I currently work at Snapchat. But there was like this gap almost year that I took. And during this time, that's when I made Blue Suit. But at the same time, I realized I have all this time now. And one thing that I've always wanted to do since moving here was to get more involved with the local Asian community. And not only that, but like just knowing that Dorothy worked at VC, I was just like, I want to get involved some way, somehow. And then this opportunity of being a programmer came about, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I love it. And I want to be able to somehow contribute myself and help in any way, shape, or form. And the rest is history. I was able to become a programmer. And I think like one of my favorite things about it was, yes, like so great that I got to watch so many shorts, and I love that so much. But at the same time, what they don't tell you is just like the community that you get with it. And I just remember like one of my favorite things that we did was we took like a field trip down to the San Diego Asian American Film Festival, and it was just like such a fun weekend, just like bonding with everybody in an Airbnb, and then just like watching films, talking about films, but then also just like eating together. It was just like it was so fun. And I love that. And I think to your point too, like what's really special about this festival is that you do form like this intimate community of folks who like want to uplift you. And I think that's like one of my favorite parts of it.
For sure, same. You mentioned that you watch a lot of shorts and films. I'm curious, what are some of your favorite like films or directors?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm sure maybe you feel the same way, but like asking a filmmaker that is like so hard. And I think like I can't say like one favorite because I have so many, but the ones that stick out to me is Goodbye Mother was like such a great film, and it came out in 2019. And it's about like queer Vietnamese people, and I just love that story because it felt so at home with me, and I felt so represented in that film. I also loved watching Breaking Fast, of course, The Farewell, and then the more like blockbustery like entertainment things. Like I'm a huge Marvel nerd, so I love watching Marvel movies. Disney stuff, like I love Moana, I loved Coco. So those, I would say those are kind of like my favorite. Lots of along the spectrum for films.
Right.
But yeah, so those are my favorite films. I'm curious about you as a filmmaker too. I'm going to throw this hard question back at you, but what are some of your favorite films or directors?
I went through a stage in my life where like when I was in college, I went through a stage in my life where I intentionally avoided any Asian films because I didn't want to like be associated with that. But then like after college, I discovered like so many great Asian and Asian American filmmakers. I think my favorite for now would be A Song by Chong Meng Hong. It's the Taiwanese entry to the Oscars. last year, and it was just so good. And the thing about like watching this kind of films is that you see how there's definitely like cultural subtleties in this kind of things, because the way it portrays like families is different from the way you see in American films, and it's very subtle, but it's very strong and painful. And but yeah, of course I watch like a lot of blockbuster movies, and I'm also a huge Marvel fan. Speaking of which,
Wait.
have you seen Wanda and Vision?
Oh my gosh,
WandaVision.
yes. I like watched it religiously.
Oh my god, yeah, that was, yeah, but anyway, but like for now, like that is my top TV show at the moment.
Yes, so good.
Yeah.
So good. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question. This is a question where I'm gonna ask, what does it mean for you to have your film in Outfest Fusion, which is a queer, trans, BIPOC film festival? Big deal. So what does it mean to you?
Yeah, it's definitely super important and significant, and for me it's like tremendously meaningful for me, because like to see my film playing at this kind of film festival is the reason why I made it in the first place, because I feel like there's definitely a gap that you need to fill with this type of representation. And I remember before I even finished the script, I thought about where I wanted the film to go, and Outfest Fusion is one of the places that I have in mind. So to have Enrique like playing at Outfest is a dream come true for me. I realized that you mentioned it the other day too, right? It's a dream come true. Yeah, for me it's the same, because it's to share your story with this kind of audience, and to people that actually care about queer and people of color community. So it's, yeah. What about you?
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, plus 1,000 on everything that you said. Like, when I made Blue Suit, I also had kind of like a dream list of festivals I'd love to get into. The LA Asian Pacific Film Festival being one of them, but then also Outfest Fusion being the other. And like when I got that email, I like screamed. I like literally, my partner was next to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening. And
I know,
it's just like,
I know.
yeah, like everything that you said is just like it's almost like what an honor to be able to screen our films at this festival, that like to carve out space for queer, trans, BIPOC individuals. And I think especially in 2021, it's especially so important to have a space for API Stories, which is the program that we're both in. And because of everything that's happening in the world, and also what's happening here in the States with the rise of anti-Asian violence, I think it's so important that our films and our stories are being shown, and that we're able to tell those stories. So I think what an incredible honor it is for us to be a part of that.
Yeah, I feel tremendously honored and also very nervous about it. Yeah. But yeah, I could not like, it's like it's a dream come true, but I didn't even like, wow, yeah. It definitely surpassed my expectation, similar to what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm still like, every day I wake up, I'm like, did I really get into Outfest? Like it's wild.
I know, feel you.
Yeah. All right, let's switch gears. I have a fun question for you, and I'm curious. I always love knowing what people's phone screen backgrounds are, because I feel like that's very telling. So if you feel comfortable, can you share with us what your phone background is?
Let me see, because I have like so many messages. Let me clear those. But okay, but this is gonna be very disappointing, because I literally have like a white guy on my phone.
Okay, it's totally fine. No judgment.
But yeah, it's like okay, but I do have a good explanation for it.
Okay,
So
okay.
so Blur is my favorite band. The vocalist also created Gorillaz, which is also a very cool virtual band. But what I was also inspired by the things he did. Like he actually he like traveled the world to work with artists in Congo, Africa, and Mali. So he's the type of artist that I think I want to become, is to sort of surpass the cultural barrier and just to work with all the local artists and make them into and just like, you know, like not confined by the genre that you were known for. But I'm trying to make sense of this.
It's okay.
But I do,
It's okay.
yeah.
It's also just
yeah,
okay to. It's also okay just to stand someone because of who they are. I'm all for it.
Right. Yeah, but he's very cute.
Yes.
Yeah. But now I want to see your phone screen. Like it's not necessarily a question, but I want to see it.
Okay. Well, I'll just say that mine is also pretty funny. My phone screen background is actually just a picture of me and my partner. Can you see?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just us.
Right.
Yeah, it's us. But I'll say that wait, I'll say
Did you
that
just
when
change it? Like I feel like you changed it.
No, I didn't. I promise you I didn't. But I will say that my when I unlock my phone, it's a different background. And when I unlock it, it's like this really cute like bear. You can't really see it because of my apps, but like it's this really cute like little bear like chilling in like the water. It's super cute.
That's cute.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So like if you have any sort of budget and you don't need to worry about, you know, the financial things, like what kind of story would you make? Like would you make a feature or like, or this can be like a public installation art or something? What kind of art would you make?
Oh my gosh. I think like I would just like pull it all together to make like the most representative piece of like a TV pilot possible. Like I dream of making like this like TV pilot that is like centering around like the Vietnamese and Vietnamese American community. And I just like that is my goal. That is my dream. And I especially like at the forefront of it with the main character who's like queer Vietnamese. Because you don't see too much of those intersecting identities together. And whether it be a TV pilot or a feature, but I would love to create something along those lines.
Oh, I would love to watch it. Well, like how would you name it?
Oh gosh, it takes me forever to name anything. It took me till the last second to name Blue Suit, actually Blue Suit. So it's in the works.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, thank you. How about you?
Yeah, that
I'm
sounds amazing.
curious.
I think I want to do like a big installation art sort of thing and just sort of to have I don't know, like I want to do something different from films. Like spending money to do a feature is definitely one of my biggest dreams, but I went to like a lot of empty areas when I was location scouting for And We Collide, and I realized there are so many like unused land here, and people are just like leaving it here, and I think it's such a pity. So I want to do some like big installation art, but I haven't figured out how or what to do. So we'll see about that.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see one day.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully one day will happen.
Yeah.
But okay. So how have you been doing during this time of sheltering in place? How do you practice self-care? Do you have like a go-to thing to do when you feel like you have nothing else to do?
Yeah, honestly, like my self-care has been all over the place, whether it be just like binge watching a great TV show like WandaVision, um, or just like, you know, I love food, as I've mentioned, and I don't go out, but like I usually pick up or get food delivered, and just like indulging in like the foods of pre-pandemic times like really does make me feel really great. I'm very privileged that I have therapy on a regular basis, and that has been like peak self-care for myself, just to have a space to verbalize as we're processing such a unique period of time in our lives globally. That's really how I've been really taking care of myself during this time. But yeah, how about you? Like, this is a global pandemic, so like this is impacting everybody in the world. How have you been like taking care of yourself?
It's like, so I was in China when that first happened, and it's like, so we were the one of the earliest regions in the
Mm-hmm.
world that got locked down and everything. But my quarantine has been very dramatic. Like I went through my grad school application when I was self-quarantining, and I was like I got the interview, and then I ultimately got the offer, and then I finished and we the script for And We Collide
Mm-hmm.
um a short bit afterwards, and the short film became like a product of self-care, I guess, because
Mm-hmm.
I was really thinking, like I was thinking what kind of things I want to do in the future, because this kind of like solitude, I guess, really makes you think about all the decisions you've made in the past, and also all the decisions you are gonna make in the future. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I have been also very privileged to be able to just like stay at home and not worry
Mm-hmm.
about a lot of things. And I got some like online tutoring jobs, so I was
Mm-hmm.
covered well financially. Um, yeah, but it's been, I guess it's been hard because it's like I've never considered myself like a very social person, but then
Mm-hmm.
after this I was like, okay, like I can't believe I have so many social needs.
Yes, I feel that is so hard. Also, like,
Yeah.
so you filmed every like And We Collide during the pandemic?
Yeah, like there was a
Shook.
short gap. No, there was a short gap like between the third or the fourth waves, and like
Yeah.
everyone was sort of like chilling, and you see like production slowly recovering,
Oh yeah.
and then they announced that the rocket launch is gonna be in July, because it's like it's a tropical island. Like I don't know if this is like scientifically backed, but I think during the summer it's slightly better. I
Huh.
think it's because like the airflow or something, but it was slightly better, and so we decided to go out and film it. But everyone like has to wear masks, and imagine that's like in 120-degree heat.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah.
I'm inspired and shook at the same time, like because your film is so phenomenal, and I was just like, how
Oh,
did
thank
she
you.
do this? You know, that's amazing. I love that.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
all right, shifting gears once again. I have to ask because I one of my favorite pre-pandemic things was to go karaoke. So, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Um, this is this is where I like have to expose myself as like my music taste. My
Oh,
music
okay,
taste
okay.
is literally the one of a middle-aged white man. So so like I
Okay.
whenever, okay, I like it's either middle-aged white man or like middle-aged Asian man. So I will
Regardless, you're middle
sometimes
aged.
yeah, but like a middle-aged man. But um so like I would I would have to go with Blur or Oasis.
Mm.
And normally I will do, oh my god, this is so embarrassing, but I would sometimes do Wonderwall.
I
But
mean, come on. Like, yeah, I get it. I get it. I've done karaoke too.
yeah, and it's just like a lot of karaoke places in China, they don't have like a lot of American songs or like English songs, I guess. So Wonderwall is like one of the songs that you know is gonna be in their database.
Yeah.
But when I get lucky, I do tend to go to karaoke and just sing like all the Hamilton soundtracks.
I love it.
But yeah. How about you?
So as I said, I love karaoke. Thank you for exposing yourself. I feel like for me, I always pick the songs that I know will like pump up the group in the room, and like mostly everybody will be able to like jump on and sing. But every time I karaoke, I have to sing 2 songs, 3 songs, actually a few songs. But some of the ones that probably aren't like your usual suspects is, believe it or not, the Pokemon theme song. So I'm not going to try it.
Okay.
It gets you in, you know?
Yes.
And then of course, I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. Like so good. It just really gets the gears going. And then of course, my personal favorite is Moana. So like the main Moana song, and I scream sing. That's what I love to do. By the end of the night, if my vocal cords aren't gone, then I haven't actually done karaoke.
Okay. We should go karaoke someday.
What's that? Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yes. After this pandemic, we have to meet in real life. We have to look at our new phone backgrounds if we do have them, and then we're gonna go karaoke.
I swear, like next time I see you, I'm gonna have better backgrounds.
I'm not judging.
Oh my god, yeah. No, I'm like such a I don't know, I'm like such a fangirl.
No, same. I'm like such a fanboy, so like I get it. I think we can both fan over so many things. So I'm so excited for the day that we're able to do that in real life. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, it's been so fun talking to you and actually getting to have a conversation. Like what a wonderful way to connect, especially like virtually. So yeah, I think that's a wrap, right? That's everything.
Yeah. I guess so. I really enjoy talking to you as well, like, and getting to know you as an artist. That's really fun. Yeah, because I really love your film, like that film. Oh my god, I almost teared up in the end because I know Evan, right? And to see like Ivan just, oh my god, he was so great in a film.
So good. Yeah. I mean, back at you. The love is there. I was just like feeling all the feels watching your film. So again, congrats on getting into Outfest Fusion.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. All right, should we say goodbye to whoever's watching this?
Yes, thanks for watching us just geek out for like however many minutes long. But thank you so much. And Lanca, I can't wait to hang out with you in real life sometime soon.
Yeah, me too. And thank you to all the audiences. Thank you for caring. And thank you for watching all the stories we want to tell. Bye-bye.
Yeah.